Alright, everybody, welcome back for game 2 of the Swain Baddie League. I'm here, I'm Thrifty Senpai, and I'm here with Respect. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, on Cloud9, dude.
Alright, now today we got a Danked by Mom versus Fizz on your Jace. Fizz on your Jace has been looking really solid, and if they manage to take out the regular season undefeated, keeps the dream alive for the 5-way tie hype. Every season, we always get some kind of tie clusterfuck that we always try to hype and dream, and it never seems like it's always some ludicrously stupid situation, and it never happens. But this time seems pretty real.
This could be the year.
This could be the season. Year. This could be the season where we have this regular season that tells us absolutely nothing besides the fact that Fizz on your Jace is slightly less shitty than the rest of us.
Hashtag SBL clusterfuck.
Yep. And right before we get into this game, don't forget, everybody, put it hashtag free Joey. Harambe's dead, but you can still save Joey.
Two solid memes in one sentence. I like it.
Yeah, dude. So, damn, we get here and we just flew through the bands.
Did these really surprise you?
No, I mean, we have Evelyn, Veigar, Nocturne. Veigar's Evil's like favorite mid laner. Evelyn, Nocturne, two favorites. Wes's favorite junglers.
I feel like these were kind of the bands we expected coming into this one.
Yeah.
The Lux targeted Contagio, the Lux ban, the Echo ban up to versus On the Wind up in the top lane, and then taking away the Sivir from Hibs that he performed on last week so well.
Yeah, no, I mean, Sivir it's a 30 team. They love their Sivir comps. That's
the run and gun.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to actually see Ezreal being the first pick here. I don't know too much about what Hibs likes to play as AD carry. Should have done my research, but I'm going to guess that Ezreal is something that he feels pretty safe against, and just knowing that there will always be a Master Splinter trying to jump down his throat, wanting to have that additional way to bridge the gap.
Kind of interesting, actually. You know, Ezreal is a little bit more of a mechanical skill shot champion, and I don't know Hibs' playstyle well enough to know whether or not that's something he's comfortable on or plays a whole lot of. He's versed really well on it. With the Sakura pick, I fear for his life.
Yeah, I actually just looked it up. That is his most played AD carry in ranked.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, that's definitely if I can't help the team out, we're just gonna play what I know best. And could be a fairly decent pick here. I mean, it's a very safe champion as well. However, you have to be kind of careful not falling into that too safe trap where you don't put out enough damage.
I mean, if your backup AD carry is your best AD carry, I think you're in a pretty safe spot.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not a bad spot to be in. That's for sure. On the other hand, now we have Braum and Hecarim coming out from Fizz on your Jace. Hecarim, another one of Wes's favorite, Master Splinter's favorite junglers. Braum's just been a very popular pick in the Swain Baddie League here.
Yeah, I can see us. I can see the Braum Lucian bot lane coming out for Gabe in Destiny again. That's something they played in week 1 to a lot of success. Lucian isn't on the ban list here, and Ezra already picked up. I think that might be something we're going to see coming out. And then the 30 special, Nautilus. The captain himself pulling the trigger.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised that that is 30's most. I would say it's his best champ. That's his most played support overall. He absolutely loves that stupid fucking tin can, and he does really well with it. I mean, yeah, it's
something we
saw a lot of. That's his best one.
Something we saw a lot of last season too.
Yes,
he played a lot of Nautilus last season.
That's always been a staple of 30 support, and yeah, like that's always been his big three. It's always been like that and like Leona, and then he's got a couple other things that juggle around there, like Nami, Braum. But yeah, no, very excited to see the Nautilus. He always makes a lot of really big plays, so it'll be really fun to see what he ends up doing with that. Did we touch on the Gragas at all?
No, I played enough solo queue with Zach to know that this Gragas pick can go one of two ways. He can either do what Gragas needs to do, or he can massively shit the bed.
Okay.
So if it's a bad day for Zach, it's a really bad day for Zach on Gragas. Not all champions, but Gragas specifically. When he has a bad day on that champion, he has a horrible day.
Okay. And then we're gonna see GP and Ziggs rounding this out for that team. We'll touch on that in a second. I want to talk about we did correctly call the Lucian Braum, and then we see the Swain pick. I'm assuming that is going to be for our boy Sword and Mace in the top lane. We've seen him favoring that a lot lately.
Yeah, it's been a really safe pick for him this season. He's played it multiple times already. Something he looks really well versed on. Something he plays a good amount of.
Yeah, he's played it twice now, right? That's because he played Kennen, Swain, and... Or has that been it?
I think he played Kennen, Swain, and then two Swain games additionally, I think. I think he's 3-1, like, in terms of, like, Swain to Kennen. But I would have to double check that. I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah. No.
Now, this GP pick, I'm happy to see this come out because after the LAN this weekend, me and Wind were talking on the way home because we drove together, and we were talking about the GP pick, kind of where it's at, where he is playing it. So it sounds like he's been picking it up again because we were talking about something that can carry really hard on its own. So if Wind is practiced on this champion again like he was months ago, then I think we're going to see a really good performance coming out of him. But if he's not up to par yet, this could hurt.
Yeah, a little bit insider knowledge for those who don't know. His team actually did do 3 scrims last night. He did play GP in 2 of them. One they won, one they lost. So...
Leaking the scrim info. Secret scrims.
Secretscrims.gg. I mean, I've literally had... I was one of the teams that played against one of them, and I had, like, a bunch of people telling me that wasn't on either of our team about it already, so that shit's already aired out. Because, yeah. I was like, well, everyone already knows what the hell I've been trying to practice in scrims, so...
Now, let's touch on the last 2 picks real quick. Contagio on Ziggs.
Yes.
And Evo on Lissandra. Thoughts, opinions?
That's a total Contagio pick. That's kind of what he's been using up as his, I don't get to play Lux, so I'm going to play the champion that does something very similar to Lux. I mean, you have to play a very passive lane with Ziggs if you want, where you can just kind of clear waves from 8 miles away. Lets you be very, very safe, and it's a decent way to neutralize laners from generating an advantage when the opposing laner is a stronger laner than you. I think the only champion that's better than that is Aurelion Sol right now. And we've seen that used in like pro play even, where it's like you have a weaker laner, particularly Hoopy, who's been like picking up Aurelion Sol, and he's been going even with people who are way better than him. And the Ziggs is kind of the same premise here, that you have that option. Instead of the roaming, potentially you can play aggressive in the lane.
Your opinion on the barrier on Ziggs versus the cleanse. Now we've seen cleanse picked very selectively against Lissandra mid matchups.
I would pick cleanse here, 100%.
Okay. So you think this barrier is a mistake coming out of Contagio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kind of my opinion as well. I think the cleanse would definitely offer him, the Swain snare and the Lissandra ult along with the Destiny stun. I think that's something that you could really a versatile tool to use.
The Swain Snare is something more in the later game, like if you got caught out or something, because they should never be in range of Swain Snare unless something went terribly wrong, or like Swain's doing some like really ballsy flash snare thing. But the big thing with the over the barrier with the cleanse is like, if Lissandra's ulting you with the Hecarim coming in, the barrier's not going to save you with all that CC. You're just going to die. Cleanse will let you have that time to either use your Satchel Charge to like pull someone off you and get out, or flash out. There's very few times where like the barrier will save you when the cleanse wouldn't, but the cleanse will definitely save you times when the barrier couldn't.
Agreed. Yeah, I think the cleanse would have been the right way to go here, but
I think a part of the thing is that cleanse is something you see a disproportionately low amount. The lower you get in solo queue, you really don't see a lot of people starting to pick it up until upper plat, and then even then very rarely.
It's got such a high skill gap, even as a summoner spell, because you can fuck up a cleanse really hard, really easy. You have to wait for the CC to hit perfectly and then cleanse it. It's almost like a QSS that's only every God knows how often.
3 minutes. And it's one of those things that's like the slower you are on the reaction to it, the worse it's going to be. So, I mean, maybe that is a conscious decision by him. Maybe it's like, I just don't use cleanse well. So I'm just going to take barrier. That's something that's also totally reasonable to do.
We did have Sword and Mace fill us in. Swain 2 games, Cannon 1 game, and Malphite 1 game.
Malphite. Okay, see, I thought there was something else. I thought he only played 2 of them. So
this would be Unoro number 3 on his Swain favorite. Dicks out for Joey.
Hashtag tits out for Joey.
Tits out for Joey. Good.
Some flashback.
You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah, nah.
Tits out.
Tits out, baby. Sorry, I'm flat-chested.
I wish I could say the same.
Flashback for many years ago, though, for people who haven't known it. Team Swain actually did get a person to write Team Swain across their chest and take a picture of it. So, There you go. That has happened before. You two viewers, you can make it happen again.
I do want to give a shout out to Zach though. He is rocking the Oktoberfest Gragas skin. As a born and raised German, I approve of this message.
Oh man, I'm excited to see how this game starts off. Nothing unusual for the buys here. What are you trying to keep an eye on here? Like, what do you think is going to be the big thing to watch out for this game? We actually really didn't touch on comps at all. Well, we kind of just talked champions individually and then memed a bit. So, while... actually, it looks like Fizz on Jace is going to go for an invade, so we're going to cast this out, and then we can, in the lull afterwards...
Sounds good.
Talk about it. So, yeah, they're going to go through. 30, however, is going to spot. The wards are going to go down. Nothing too fancy from that. The chair will miss. And, yeah, what a surprise. All right, so...
Give him the chair!
That was. They're just trying to go for a cheese kill. It looks like they're like, yeah, we just want to try and get some free money. However, we will see Gygas and GP sneaking to enemy red. Fizz on Jace trying to make some more pressure, so we might see a red buff trade here. Oh no, they're just trying to fish for some free money. It looks like.
You know, I truthfully don't know why you would invade there. Okay, there you go. I say I don't know why you would invade like that and not leave a ward behind. That seemed kind of silly to me, but...
Yeah, like, that's the real vision. Like, the real point of doing those invades is you're not trying to get free money. That's just a bonus. You're trying to set up vision and try to establish what's going on in that game. However, Swain is going to run into GP and Gragas here. This could be really big. It's going to be a lot of damage. She's going to take the drink. Lots of damage going on to Swain. He is going to go ahead and flash over the wall, but the gig is up. I'm really surprised that is enough to tell On the Wind and Simply Zach to get out of there, because Sword and Mace already flashed, and you know Hecarim's starting on the bottom half of the map. So,
yeah, that's going to delay his start by a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't get a leash now, and he's starting off at blue buff. I mean, sure, you got a flash, but that's...
Not hashtag not worth.
No, yeah, you just should have started at the camp there. Like, steal his camp, because you know he's going to try and fucking steal yours. They have the vision set up.
Yeah. In regards to the matchups, you know, I think 2 lanes are going to be really, really important to this matchup, and that is going to be the mid lane, and it's going to be the bot lane. I think if Gabe can have another breakout performance like he did in week 1, that we really saw him take over on this Lucian, we really saw how comfortable he was on this pick. If we see that out of him again, I think he has no problem with the help of Master Splinter carrying this game. And then Evo, you know, if Evo gets a head start, Hib stands absolutely no chance against.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a huge hook already on the Gabe O'Neill. 30 is just establishing dominance in this lane.
Cucked. That was like entirely max range.
No, yeah, no. 30 is showing Gabe O'Neill what it's like to play against a real support in the SBL.
Feels good.
Oh man, yeah, no, actually really strong aggression from this team as we see both junglers trying to finish up their routes. Sword Mason knowing that he's pretty safe, pushing up kind of far against Wynn's GP. I think it'll be interesting to see how the GP does. This Dank by Mom team has a lot of ways to really stall out the game. GP and Ziggs both have extremely good wave clear. And Ezreal can help out in a pinch, and Gragas has got very good wave clear for a jungler. So, If
You
you
know,
get
I
to
will.
this point where they like aren't ahead enough to die if it's on your Jace, they can have a really hard time like just trying to snowball a small lead.
Yeah, I'm honestly really surprised. Master Splinter and Zach are actually even in CS, so their jungle they're clearing at roughly the same speed. Um, Even though Zach didn't get a leash at the beginning of the game, so I actually found that interesting. Zach kind of recovering from the fumble they had, not going for that red buff invade.
Yeah. I wasn't exactly. I think that's just a bit of choices in the pathing. And
Oh, that trade.
Yeah. But now the pings are going on. Hecarim's kind of fishing around in the bot side jungle. However, there is nothing there for him to find, but doesn't stop 30 from going around trying to scout him out.
I guess Wind is more versed on the GP than I thought. You know, pulls off an early triple barrel combo to get a good amount of damage down on Sword and Mace. Says nice little flex of skill.
Yeah, no, that's the big part about GP is playing the barrel minigame. If you play the barrels really well, that's how you do a lot of your damage. It makes you really what pushes that champ over the edge, which is why you don't see much of them at lower levels. But
This is where you see this communication not coming out between On the Wind and Zach. You know, if Wind had communicated that he didn't place his ward because Sword and Mace has been in lane the entire game. He has not walked down towards that bush. He was sitting in an unwarded bush, ready to gank, pushed up in the lane. No flash on Sword and Mace. That was 100% a kill.
yeah, no, that's just how it goes on sometimes. Gotta have the audacity to go ahead and take it. Getting a little excited onto the bot lane. Lots of damage going out onto Hibs here. Okay, you can see it's getting a very large amount of free autos, and Braum leaving out a Q for good measure. But at this point, I mean, we're seeing about a wave advantage in mid lane and a little over a wave advantage in the top lane. Kind of start to see where these advantages are from right now. And jungler showing up on opposite ends of the map. Gragas is looking for that gank.
That GP ult's going to be really important.
Oh, he's going to get in. Braum's going to go in. GP ult's going to come down. Lucian's going to have to dash out of it. Tail Destiny is going to get locked up. He's going to flash into the GP ult. It's still going to not be enough, but however, he will jump over to Gabe O'Neil, get the heal as well for good measure, and they will safely escape.
That was a lot invested on the side of...
Yeah. Even though there was not a kill there, that was 3 summoners blown up for face on your Jace, whereas the only summoners burnt from Danked by a Bomb was Exhaust. Yeah. They did use the GP ult as well, but that sets up their bot lane to be in a very good position for a little bit.
And no summoners against a Nautilus support is such a dangerous thing, because he has so much stick and so much CC.
Especially when he hits 6.
Yep.
Oh my god, lots of damage going on onto Wind. He's going to flash. The dots are ticking, and he looks like he's going to barely survive, though.
Splinter was already behind.
Yeah,
Splinter already behind enemy lines.
Simply Zach saying, piss off, this is my jungle. However, we're going to see Sword and Mace and Master Splinter pushing in together to try and contest this blue buff. They know that it's probably going to be spawning fairly soon. And, Simply Zach taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to body slam away out of the hole. He's trying to contest this blue buff, but we're going to have to see. It's going to come down to a smite off, it looks like. Who can establish dominance? So level 5. Oh, he's coming in. He takes a lot of damage. The smite will go over to Master Splinter. Zig's ult's going to come out. It's going to barely nick Sword and Mace, but lots of damage still going over to Simply Zach. Master Splinter trying to look for the dive, but Sword and Mace is and there's not going to be enough. However, the Syndra's going to catch Ziggs on the rotation. The barrier's going to come up late, and he's going to be very low. He's going to flash, and he's going to run into Hecarim. However, a very good satchel charge will push him away, but Hecarim will be able to pick up the first blood with the W. However, On the Wind and Simply Zach are on the hunt, and Sword and Mace is going to get picked up by a barrel with slope. But lots of damage going on to the Wind from behind, but Evilite's going to get caught out in the middle of the team. 30's going to flash on, get the stun. Hecarim, however, is going to come in all and pick up the kill, revenging his teammate. And he's going to try and make a run for it as Sword of the Mace is just recalling back in the bush. Ezreal ult's going to miss. The tower shot will not pick up Master Splinter. And you see the pings going down. The hunt is on. He's going to run straight into Ezreal. He's going to try and jump away, and Ezreal will pick up the kill, all the gold onto him. Not a bad trade. Overall, 2 for 2, and the blue buff onto the Ezreal. Buff transfer was mail delivered to the bot lane.
that buff made it a hell of a ways, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man.
Top side, blue side jungle, ends up on the AD carry in the bot lane. Tells you exactly how Splinter's great escape went right there.
I would say, yeah, no, really, really solid play here. Blue buff gets to see the world, though.
Not gonna lie, I wish 30 would have stolen that kill. That'd have been such like hashtag typical 30.
Yeah, no, that would have been definitely some classic 30 right there.
My blue buff.
Oh,
That's
Zach
the-
he
that's-
is
that's
gonna have
the
the
Zach.
flash.
That's the Zach. No, he botched the flash.
Yeah.
It's just that's one of his Gragas plays. Is he just likes to fuck up the E flash. Happens
That's
all
really
the time.
awkward because they sunk a lot of resources. The GP ult was coming, expecting him to hit that, and just not what you want to see.
So no summoners expended by Gabe or Failed Destiny.
Well,
and
they
then
only
that
had
was a
exhaust up. That's the reason why they wanted that repeat gank before the summoners came up. That was their big advantage to go ahead and just really get this bot lane rolling off of the kills.
And then you end up using the GP ult and the Gragas flash and the Gragas ult for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no, that's not what you want to see on the trade. However, it looks like there's not going to be too much punish coming from it. Could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah, you check the names in the overlay are incorrect. It's
Yes,
from
you
the
currently
games
have the
from
previous
last.
games' names. So if you could change that.
Thank you, Synapse, for pointing that out.
And we're starting to see Sword of May starting to pick up a lead actually here in the mid lane. And the mid lane CS, however, is going back over to Contagio. Kind
A
of
little bit of a
flip-flopping here.
surprise. A little bit of surprise, actually. You know,
yeah.
GP usually does better on the farming side than Swain does. So
Yes.
he actually thought that GP would come out ahead.
Yeah, no, that is a really awkward spot to be in, having that little CS on GP, because you really want to be. That means he's not getting a lot of the whatever the currency is for his ult, because you also get that off of cashing in barrel kills.
The Silver Serpents.
Silver Serpents, that's what it is. Yeah. This is that's not where he wants to be right now. I mean, JP is someone who normally wants to play. He's not traditionally a super strong laner in the top lane, but he's very good at farming it out. However, they're just going to get a very nice hook onto here. Ult goes out onto Gable, and it's going to knock up Failed Destiny. K-Mouth Hips is going in. Lucian Ult is going to start calling. It's going to force the flash out of K-Mouth Hips. 30's trying to walk out. He's going to get stunned. Ezreal Ult's going to turn around. Exhaust onto Gable O'Neal as well, but him and Failed Destiny are still chasing. The heals going to come out. Now the exhaust onto K-Mouth Hips. Failed Destiny is taking a good amount of damage, but Hips is also taking it. The Qs are going down, and both people are all going to get out at very, very low HP.
Wow. What a fight. I really would have liked to see Gabe go just a little bit harder at the end. Hibbs already expended his heal and his flash. Gabe's still sitting on flash. If you flash W and get that proc off on the Braum passive, that is 100% a dead Ezreal. But altogether, still a nice skirmish in the bot lane.
No, and they didn't have summoner advantage, so that is, and I mentioned they traded heal exhaust for heal exhaust flash, so definitely a good spot to be in. And now Master Splinter clearing out the pink ward, threatening the dive, and he's going to ghost in. Wind is going to take a very large amount of damage. He's going to flash. He's going to ult under the tower, but he's still taking a very large amount of damage. Sword of Mace will pick up the kill, and he will drop the tower aggro. And that is the dive successful. Not looking good for Wind here.
Master Splinter with the no-chill dive in the top lane. Just absolutely trucking in through the GP ult, through everything. Gives no fucks. That is a dead GP.
No, that was very good. However, we're going to see an answer from Dangpaimon picking up this Earth Dragon, which will be the first dragon of the game. They're going to try to answer that for the first tower. Looks like first brick gold will be shared between Sword of Mace and Master Splinter. Master Splinter trying to become the very big pony that he always wanted to be. Did a couple rotations coming up, but Sword of Mace is going to back off. Master Splinter is going to recall. Looks like they're just going to be able to secure that blue buff onto Contagio.
I am find it interesting that Wind actually went for the Avarice Blade.
Yeah, that's
Before
Executioner's
anything.
Calling, not an Average Blade.
Oh, Executioner's Calling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wants that for the
yeah.
Grievous Wounds to stop the Swain healing. It also gets a little bit of side value against Hecarim, because Hecarim gets a lot of healing off that W. Not a bad item against this team overall.
Gragas going the Cinderhulk build versus the damage build. Kind of going to be the secondary tank on the team along with 30.
I think he needs that. They really do need an additional tank line against this team. They have a lot of damage up front. Swain kind of can brawl with everybody, and GP being behind means that he's not going to be able to just pop people.
Not yet, at least.
Yes, not yet. Yeah, eventually he gets there. Mega Inferno Bomb flying down the mid lane to go ahead and pick up some additional CS for Contagio. Now we're seeing Sword and Mace, Lissandra, and Hecarim going onto the Rift Herald. Apparently bot lane's a bit more interesting to spectator though, so thanks bot lane.
Apparently.
Or red buff. Red buff's more important than Scandal. There we go.
Everything's more important than Rift Herald. Fuck that buff.
Rift Herald can be very good when you have a snowballing top laner, so that's going to be a very nice pickup for Sword and Mace. Uncontested, no less. Bit of damage going on to Master Sword. He's going to get slowed. He's going to have the ult coming down, but he is going to be able to go ahead and go away. Thank you, Cam, for
directed camera. Just gives
directed camera spoils it. However, 30's going to get a hook on, and the ult once again going through both of them. It's going to go ahead. Rom's going to counter with his knockup. Lots of damage going on to KO's hips. However, the exhaust is going to go out. Colin's going to go, but he cannot get any more hits. He's very low. Ezreal also going to come through. Clip failed Destiny to do a lot of damage, and 30's still trying to look for more as he's the only one with 1 health bar. However, Hecarim's coming in very fast. Hook's going to go on to fail Destiny, but they need to get out right now. The teleport's coming in from Sword and Mace. Might be a little unnecessary. The ult's going to come through. It's going to pick up KO. His shield's going to go down. 30's going to go flash above it, and he will actually make it out.
Yeah, it was a little misplayed by Gabe. He starts that culling and gets stunned by 30 and then just takes a crud ton of damage.
Yeah, that was not what you wanted to have right there. That was, but it did work out for them. Hecarim able to run down the lane at record speeds, but now Ziggs is in the bot lane. We're going to get the little siege for the bot lane tower. Kind of wanted to equalize the tower gold. Hecarim's handing over blue buff to Lissandra. But we have Gragas looking down for what could be the full 10-man fuckfest in the bot lane.
Wouldn't be an SBL game without a 10-man bot lane fuckfest. Master Splinter with his completed Triforce. That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very big power spike for Hecarim. He does a lot of damage now. Hecarim normally wants to try to get a Triforce and then like the offensive jungle item, and then just build straight tank. Is what happens a lot of the time. So he's actually a very squishy champion in this early mid game. By comparison, he starts to pick up the tanky stuff till a little later. Braum and Gragas just, you know, thrown out, no big deal. Oh, Simply Zach getting the chair down. He's taking a bit of damage. Lissandra is Eing in, however, she will choose not to follow. Where it's like we will not get the fight we were hoping for in mid lane. 30's going to get the hook on a failed Destiny. He's going to be taking a bit of damage, but he's going to go ahead and jump back to Master Splinter to get out safely. Danked by Mom though, however, trying to look for success. Master Splinter's going to come and do a lot of damage on the Kaelon Tips.
Wow.
With the ult, Kaelon Tips is going to go down from Lissandra. There's going to be the ult going across the team, however, the GP ult is coming down as well. 30's taking a very large amount of damage. The Mega Inferno Bomb will come in and pick up Master Splinter and do a very good chunk of damage to failed Destiny, making it a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Fizz on your Jace still.
Man, that Mega Inferno Bomb just obliterated Splinter at the end of
and the snipe! Failed Destiny not respecting, and Contagio picking up another kill.
Yeah, we're seeing why this Ziggs pick is something that he is falling back on. You know, he's definitely playing it very well.
I would have liked him to have like a little bit of more presence in that fight a little earlier. I think they could have maybe turned it around. As you saw, everyone was really low there, and you just saw how much damage this Ziggs is doing at this point in the game. We'll see the Proto Belt finished out from Lissandra. Pretty popular build for the mid lane version. Um, you see that normally it's either the Proto Belt or the Roa coming up for her, depending on what the style of the game is. And he's opting for the Proto Belt version, a bit more aggressive, gives her that extra bit of mobility and damage.
Yeah, I agree with that. With the
Yeah.
Ezreal and the Ziggs with the Satchel Bomb and the Arcane Shift away, it's something to help close that gap even better, along with the Claw. I definitely agree. I think that's a good
Yeah,
pickup.
no, I definitely like it a lot.
Is this a Fire Drake? I think this is going to be heavily contested here.
Yeah, no. There's definitely looking like both teams are positioning aggressively for this. Lots of wards going down, setting up some vision. People trying to piss off the dragon to get it to slash some other people. You know? But it looks like that's just going to go ahead and encourage Fizz on your Jace. They're going to start up the Inferno Drake, but it's going to go and start resetting. And nope, coming back out of the pit. And Fizz on your Jace once again starting it up, putting some damage onto it. Lissandra looking on the flank. Team Mom is trying to pile into the river to go ahead and contest it, but this Inferno Drake is going down very quickly, and it looks like it's going to be a very free pickup for them. And now, lots of damage coming off from a barrel. However, the Gragas barrel is going to knock everyone outside of the Inferno Bomb, but Katagio will still pick up the fill on the Lucian, but he's taking a lot of damage. The barrier's going to come out, and now he's not barely survived, but however, Proto Belt, he's going to flash away from the Proto Belt, even though he finds himself in an awkward position, but he will self-ult to do a very large amount of damage to pick up the kill on the K-Ball. Huge ult from Master Splinter coming through the team, putting out everybody down on the win, however, going down. 30 is going to pick up Master Splinter. Failed Destiny is here, but he is only a support, but he will say, fuck you, I have chairs. Put him down at 30. Get him.
Put him down.
Put him down. And now we're going to see a full 4-for-3 trade in the favor of Dank by Mom. Little low to kind of push here. So
That was such a Kragan thing to do. The Gragas ult out of the Mega Inferno Bomb, barely clipping the entire team. It was so nicely set up, and then you got so little value out of that ult that could have potentially completely turned that fight. And then the boosted flash from Sword and Mace into the middle of the team.
Yeah, he was trying to pick up Contagio there, but Contagio had already barriered, so he didn't end up getting that damage out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a fight. That fight like happened too late. They were trying to position for the the dragon, and then they just let them have it, and they're like, oh well, I guess we're getting there. It seems to be the story of the day though. Junglers messing things up. Had a couple of awkward kindred ults that last game that.
Wow, dude, way to call out your teammate right there. What the?
No, I mean we had awkward Kragan ults from that, and then the other team also had some awkward Jarvan ults that kind of pinched off his team.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Kragan though, never free that. That happened way too much. Kragan, as we saw, there was many ones. Oh, Cassandra coming in. She is going to try and get the root onto 30, but it's not going to happen. He's going to Spider-Man out.
I don't know. She had the Proto Belt. I think he could have. She could have reached the Ezreal there with the Proto Belt. They would have been reaching for it, but
probably not the Ezreal. But she could have definitely locked up the Nautilus. I don't think they wanted to commit that hard onto the Nautilus.
Definitely,
it would have been a stretch for the Ezreal. It's definitely possible. Simply Zach finding himself in a really awkward position, but on the win will cover him as they have the inside track onto this tower. Zake's doing a lot of damage, and he has the Satchel Charge to finish it up. Master Splinter trying to come through, looking for some gold. But we're going to see nothing. Oh, Hook goes and gets dodged by that. However, the Mega Inferno Bomb's going to come in. GP out, that's not Mega Inferno Bomb. Lots of damage on Defense. He's going to flash out. However, he's going to go down. He's going to try and ult to save himself, but it will not get the job done.
You can just see the pick potential, you know? It's with the Nautilus, which, you know, we call the 30 special. It's just so much CC, so much slow, and then so much the CC with the the wind, the GPO.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a really nice combination where you can just slow a very large group of people, and then just even if you're just a little out of position, there's enough slows and run down that they will lock you up and pick you off. We're seeing Fizz on your Jace trying to look like they're looking to answer this mid-hour. Evilite's going to fall on. He is going to go ahead and the Proto Belt. He also going to come out, but Evilite will be in the Sonias. And he's going to have to flash out. Master Splinter was coming around from the behind to wrap it up if he needed to. And we're going to see 2 kills for Fizz on your Jace. Really, really solid dive there. And this will be them answering the mid tower, getting themselves their second tower of the game. Meanwhile, Dank by Mon trying to pick up the spot tower, but Failed Destiny is going to do his best to try and slow that down. And we have 4 members of Fizz on your Jace rotating to collapse onto them.
It looks like Contagious going into his Zonia's Hourglass after completing that death cap, which I definitely think is a good next item.
Yeah. No, that's something that very, very good buy here. There's a lot of people trying to dive onto him, and he's where most of their team's gold is right now. He has the most CS. He has 5 of their 9 kills. On the win, gonna run into Sword Maze. It's pushing the tower. Hecarim's also coming very quickly. The slow's gonna come down. Hecarim's coming in very quickly, and oh my goodness, he's just deleted. Like a hot knife through butter.
The Thrifty. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds my support build gears?
What grinds your support build gears?
Is this notion that you have to finish the... Okay, Gragas ult fail. Yeah, completing the Ruby Sightstone before going for the Aegis of the Legion.
Oh, that's actually not a terrible thing sometimes.
You really... The value that you get out of the Aegis, though, is so worth it against a double AP comp,
I do agree with that. Yeah, no, I think the Aegis is huge, and oh my goodness, we're seeing the start for a 25-minute Baron, Evil Eye, Sword Mace, and Master Splinter onto that. It looks like Dank by Mom has no clue that this is going on right now. They're just sitting in the mid lane. This will be a successful
cheeky.
This is really, really cheeky. Oh man, Gable O'Neil coming in. There's a lot of damage going on. Oh, and they look at the snake. The blue ward comes down. And
the Baron.
Yep. The GPL's gonna stop them. Everyone's trying to get out. Big hook comes out onto Evil Eye. He's making exhaust. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
The 30 depth charge will pick up both the kills as it goes through. On the way, picking up Veiled Destiny. What almost looked like a very, very sneaky Baron play got called out at the very last second, and now we see Team Dank by Mom pushing down, and they're gonna go ahead and get a tower in addition to all these kills for their troubles, equalizing this game once again.
Wait, Conchaggio, do you want some kills? No, 30 takes a double kill. That was...
Oh, and now they're pushing on to... They're getting a very large amount of damage onto this inhibitor. Evil Eye's coming in. He's going to go ahead and Protobot. He's going to go ahead and self-ult. 30's going to take a lot of damage from the tower. Master Splinter's coming through as well. Damage is going out. Master Splinter's now going to go ahead and pick up hill on the win. And, yeah. They just... Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
Oh, and the ghost comes out. He's looking for Howard. The body slam is going to stop that. However, he's going to carry him all the way back. Lots of damage going out on the Master Splinter, but he's going to be able to get out safely as he's looking for more.
He forced the heal out of Hibbs there, so, you know, yes. Trader just goes for the heal.
Yeah, no, definitely not a terrible summoner trade.
I'm gonna take a minute to laugh at that interaction with 30 right there, because he threw his dredge line to try to hook Evo Light, and Evo Light self-ulted, so his hook went through Evo, hit the wall, and got into tower range and died to the tower. So that was pretty funny. That was pretty that was a good kick.
Yeah, no, that was a really, really awesome interaction.
It was super unlucky.
That's what we in the business call unlucky.
Unlucky.
And then just left to die in the tower as he's slowed by the Evil Light self-ult.
That was so funny.
Alright,
the Baron was good, but they gave up too much on the back end of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. I mean, they can still use that Baron creeps for a little longer, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, they're coming out with momentum,
if you still get to
sure.
put some use to it, like, as far as the minions go, you only need one person for the buff. But on the win, currently pushing onto that top tower, looking to break the stalemate here, as all 5 members of Fizz on Jace are on the bot half. And he will pick up a turret for his troubles.
The split push on the wind coming into full effect.
Yep. Oh, Daytime looking at a very awkward situation. The Claw's going to go through. He's going to go ahead and zone Yuz. That's interesting. GPL's going to slow down a couple other members. Hecarim's trying to find something. He's going to get blasted away by the satchel charge. Evil Light, what was that, man?
Boosted.
There's some SBL clown.
Up in here. Up in here.
I mean, there was There's a lot of items and abilities you could use there, and I don't think that was the one you. That was not the one you wanted to use.
That is not the active you were looking for.
I might have missed it. I don't think he used any. I think he literally went over and then Zhonya's immediately.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
like he didn't use W, he didn't use Q.
Right into the Zhonya's.
Yeah. This ain't TF. You don't get to play mind games like that. You just fucking blow people up when you're Lissandra.
Run champion, my bad.
Yep.
Get loaded the wrong way.
I mean, TF, Lissandra, they're kind of the same, right?
Yeah, they don't even do remotely the same thing.
No, not at all.
No big deal.
They stun one person at a time sometimes.
It's the new Lissandra skin confirmed. Definitely not Twisted Fate.
Oh, man. That's alright, though. If it's on your face, it's still looking pretty solid here. Still commanding a just under 2k gold lead here as we're close to the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, I think this is the part of the game where Fizz on your Jace really can't afford to disrespect the GP barrels.
No.
He has his Triforce, he has his Infinity Edge.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage coming out of GP. So, they really can't afford to get hit by too many of those barrels because he will kill some bitches.
Yes. And I mean, really, sometimes all it takes is one, because he crits you, you're slowed from that, and you just take a shit ton of damage, and then you try to get away, and then he just puts the ult down, you're taking a lot of damage from that, and, I mean, you're either removed from the fight or you're dead. Ugh.
Yeah, and I mean, you're looking at this, 12 to 15, there's only a 1 tower differential, and the gold lead is hardly anything to speak of. It's, 1.4k, which in this stage of the game really doesn't mean a whole lot, No,
I mean, that's like a needlessly large rod at most. That's like a needlessly large rod or a BF sword is like the power difference between these teams. Obviously, you can consider what the team's comps and abilities kind of go into, but I think this Dank by Mom team probably, actually, they might scale better. Like, as GP scales really, really well into the game.
Yeah, that late game Ezreal is really, really, really scary. Yeah.
Oh, the flash depth charge comes out. It's going to go through Failed Destiny, knocking him. There's going to be a lot of damage on the table on the other team. He's coming in for Swordman's Canvas. He's going to hit by the Splinter ult. That's Splinter doing a lot of damage. The flash ult from Evilite onto Contagio. Contagio is going to Zhonya's. Evilite's going to take the claw over the wall. Lots of damage coming through. Everybody's coming in. Sword Mace is flashing in, doing a lot of damage. Simply Zach's getting locked up in the backline with Gabe O'Neal and Failed Destiny. And it's going to be a clean 5-0 ace. There's your even game, folks. It is not even anymore.
Master Splinter doing work that fight. I mean, absolutely just wrecked some kids.
Yes.
Hashtag diamond mechanics.
Master Splinter just came through. The ult wasn't the best thing ever, but it didn't. It wasn't like it didn't get to blow up Evilite, which is your dream. Your dream is you ult and you blow someone up. But he caused so much chaos, he did so much damage. Sword of Mace just fucking wading through doing the Birdman, and yeah, just
doing the Birdman. Yeah, I think this is gonna be really, really hard for them to come back from. We were just talking about how even the game was, and now you get blown up, you lose a fight 5-0, you lose your middle inhibitor that splits the map so wide open. The Baron's about to spawn. It just puts you in a really awkward position for these next couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mr. Krabs.
Yep. Scuttle down, boys. Mr. Scuttlebutt going down. Once again, Harambe died, Scuttlebutt died. But you can still save Joey.
He's the last meme standing. Somebody help him.
Keep Joey alive, folks.
I'll start you guys off. There you go.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what Fizz on your Jace tries to do in these next couple steps. I mean, they have the map, like, they get to control the map now. This inhibitor was very, very big for their team. And they kind of get to set the pace of the game, which is what they really, really want against the team with, like, GP and Ziggs.
This is where 30 and Contagio put on their backpacks, put everybody inside, and it's go time. Because really, this is where 30 shot calling has to be at its absolute finest. Because if you fuck up here, you lose this game.
Yeah, Master Splinter is going to go ahead, and they're going to pick up this Earth Dragon. That'll be their third dragon of the game. That's 2 earth and 1 fire, and I do not recall. What did Thank My Mom pick up for their dragon?
Dink by Mom had. Oh,
They have mountain.
hang on.
Oh, they have mountain. I might have messed it up.
They have Infernal and 2 Mountain Drakes.
Yeah, and then Dank My Mom has 1 mountain drake, so 3 mountain drakes to spawn this game. That's what
Correct.
I thought. All right. Alright, now we get to do the Baron positioning game. Everyone's gonna do that little dance. As Fizz on your Jace is trying to wait for the supers to go ahead and do something, and then hopefully secure another Baron and crack another inhib, just rinse, repeat till they win the game. I think that's the kind of the game plan here. On the win, trying to counter out that push, getting some minions going in the bot wave, and he's going to rotate over. However, we're going to see a lot of aggression going on to Simply Zach. He's going to go ahead and blow the cask to knock away and keep himself safe.
I don't know. I think Splinter could have ulted right there. He was sitting on his ult. I think he was trying to get it without without using his ultimate. It was a little bit greedy. You kill the jungler, you take the Baron. I don't really know if that was the right way to go about it.
Yep, Simply Zach running into a bit more trouble. However, he's going to ghost and he's going to just destroy Hibbs. Hibbs is going to try to do what he can. 30's going to get the knockup. Hibbs is staying alive. The GP ult is coming down, and 30 did keep his AD carry alive. Everyone's going after 30 now. He's going to go ahead and flash out. Splinter still coming in very, very quickly though. Hibbs is going to have to go and flash the wall, leaving 30 behind with Sword and Mace. And 30. Oh, 30's going down. Evil Light comes in across as well. Failed Destiny and Cable Nail chasing after Simply Zach. They did get their kill. It wasn't on who they were expecting to get their kill on. But 30 taking one for the team, giving up. He will gladly give his body to save this carry. And now we just see them dancing around Baron again. I want to see them do the Baron, like, make them blow something for it. There we go. Yep, there comes the blue orb trinket. Now Tank Final knows that it's going down, but they have a man down. Simply Zach's gonna walk in very early. He's gonna get deleted. However, lots of damage going out onto Evil Light.
Good Zonias.
Good Zonias from Evil Light will keep him safe from the Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb. And they'll
It actually delays the Baron.
It does delay the Baron. They got another kill for it. Oh, lots of damage going up onto Sword and Mace. Yeah. So for people who don't know, if Fizz or Jace wins this game and Muffin Men win the next game, we will have a 5-way tie at 2-3. Yeah. Oh, GP ult's coming through. Fail Destiny's gonna go ahead and burn the Brahma, gonna cross everyone, but he's still gonna go down to a bomb from a Juju.
If they die here, this is Baron.
The depth charge going on to Fail Destiny. Oh, Sword Mace coming in, trying to do what he can. He's gonna Zonius. Evil Light's gonna go ahead and pick up Ziggs on the side. Now came off Hips going down. That is your 3 for 1 on the win is off to the side. Simply Zach just respawned. This is gonna be another Baron, second Baron of the game, going on to Fizz on your Jace.
That's about the worst that could have gone for them.
Yeah, no, that's not what you want. Now this tower's gonna go down. That's another tower. And we see Ping's going to protect the base. We're gonna see what happens next. Gabe O'Neal, Evil Light, and Master Splinter rotating around towards the mid tower, trying to pick it up. See if they can get themselves an inhib before the rest of Dank by Mom respawn. Just going down pretty quickly. But yep, and they will get it safely. 30's running out of the base looking to start some shovel, but he's not gonna get there in time.
So what do you think? What do you think they're gonna have to do to bring this game back? What does St. Paimon have to do to try to crawl back into this?
The easy way for them to crawl back to this is just get some like really big team fight where the GP ult and the Ziggs ult just lines up and just absolutely deletes Fizz on your Jace. I think that's like the easiest scenario where you can imagine this happening. Fizz on your Jace just kind of slightly mispositions and just the Mega Inferno Bomb comes through and just tears everyone apart. Other than that, realistically, I think they just need to try and keep them off tempo for a little bit. Get some picks. They're down 10k. It's not easy to win a fight when you're behind that much, especially at this point of the game. So, oh no. KO Hibbs, the Ghost comes out. He is going to run into a very angry Master Splinter, and he is going to just drop. Yeah, Master Splinter goes godlike.
Put down right there.
Yeah. Simply Zach running into some trouble. Master Splinter still looking for more. He has the ult up, putting a lot of damage on the way as he dives from under the tower. Dodges the hook from 30. He's going to go ahead and drop the aggro. Abel is going to go ahead and get the ulti on him. He's going to Evo. He's going to Zonius to drop the aggro. Simply Zach and Katashio trying to do their best in the backline. Gabriel Neal taking a very large amount of damage, but he will not go down. Sword of Mace picking up the kill onto both Simply Zach and Katashio, and that will be a fight. Oh, no, 30's still alive, 4 for 1. 30's going to go ahead, and Lucian's going to go down. 30's going to probably go down next. Sword of Mace tanks the tower, and down goes Steel Titan.
That tower shot was so boosted.
Yep, that was pretty awkward for Gabriel Neal. But we will, so thank you, base tower. We will have a 4 for 1, and a 5 for 1 instead of 4 for 0. And, but it still looks like it's going to be the end of the game. It's KO Hibbs versus the world. We already saw how it went last time he had to run up against Master Splinter. Maybe the towers to save him. I don't think it's going to be happening, as we see. Fizz on your Jace just destroying the space, tearing through it, and that will be the win.
Yep, in pretty dominant fashion, I'd say.
Yeah, no. So, Fizz on your Jace wins. They will complete the regular season at 5-0, securing the first place seed and possibly setting us up for this 4-way tie fuck fest.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
That horse did a lot of amazing things.
It did a lot of amazing
That
things.
was the That
was a magical pony ride right there, dude.
Yeah. Now that Hecarim got shit done. He got some kills early and he just ran away with it, as Wes tends to do.
Do you think he galloped away with it more than anything?
I suppose you could say that. Oh man. Who do you want to talk to for the post game?
I mean, I think we have to bring the Pony Man.
I think we just go to Pony Man, see what their team's looking like going into playoffs.
Yeah. Are we doing 1 or 2 people?
Well, let's just grab one. I'm not really so much curious more about the game. I'm kind of curious more about like what they have in their future as a team. So, like what their plans are going in with this number 1 seed. They get a couple week break. So.
Yeah, I think the Pony Man. The Pony Man is the man to bring in.
I just got a message from Master Splinter saying Failed and Gabe have not been in there yet.
It's fine.
So yeah, you know, why not? We'll just grab both of them.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll just grab both of them. We'll talk.
The bottom lane. We'll bring in the bottom lane as a whole unit.
Yeah. Sword Mace looking really solid though. Once again, everyone on the team looked pretty solid.
Yeah.
Insufficient permissions.
Sword Mace, the self-proclaimed number 3 bot lane. I think that's respectable.
User joined your channel.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Why, hello there.
Where art thou, compadre? There we go.
Alright, there's the bot lane. So, we haven't heard from you guys yet, so... Figured. And Gabe O'Neill actually is a rookie. First time SBL. Looking pretty solid for rookie.
Thank
one
you.
of the better values, and congratulations, you have a undefeated regular season. That's not something that happens very often.
Feels good,
It
man.
feels pretty good. We learned how to play as a team like a week before the first game, and ever since then we've had really good synergy.
Yeah, it's just kind of been Splinter with some really good shot calling, and we've been able to follow up, and we've just been working together really well as a team, and it's nice going 5-0 in regular season.
Yeah, no, it's really showed. You guys have, obviously, I mean, we're looking at the potential 5-way tie here. Everyone else is just fighting around, and you guys are just kind of coasting away. So with that,
Can I ask a question real quick?
yeah, go ahead and ask the question.
Okay.
And I have a few more after that.
What is it? How is it for you guys playing with Splinter in particular? Because I'm sure you don't hear from Evo or Sword and Mace quite as much as Splinter. You guys have like a good understanding of like the way Splinter operates in terms of like his engages. Because I know Destiny, we're playing a lot of Braum, so it's like, is that something you picked because it has a good all-in potential? You know, is that something that you guys worked out before the fact, or?
I think that Splinter makes it very clear on what he wants us to do and what he's gonna do and how we're gonna play each scenario. Like, Splinter's very clear on what he wants us to do. He's like, okay, Gabe, come up here, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna pull out the dragon, vice versa. And I think the Braum just works really well. I really like the Braum support, and I'm sure Destiny likes it too, and it seems to work really well with this bot lane, and yeah. I think
And just
Splinter's pretty
to
clear.
add to that, the Braum is one of my favorite picks, and he synergizes with the team really well. My favorite supports are actually Bard and Brand, but they don't mesh with the synergy of the team as well. If we were to play a different type of comp, it would work really well, but we just like to murder everyone, and it's working so well that I haven't really needed to change anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, in regards to Splinter's calls, he makes a lot of both micro and macro calls. The one thing that we do really well bottom when we're getting a gank is we tell them where everyone is, and having the opportunity to jungle tower aggro. We've done it a couple games now where we can juggle it pretty well and no one dies. And this last game, I think we had one dive that worked out pretty well. So
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, no, it's really solid. I'm just kind of wrap things up. So you guys will be having the number 1 seed, meaning you get a bye during the first round. 4 other teams are gonna have to duke it out, and then you get your chooser between the choice between the 2 winners. How about, who do you guys think will emerge from? Actually, just if you had to choose a team that you definitely don't want to play and a team you would really like to play, what are the 2 that like you want to face, and which one's the one you don't want to face out of the other 5 teams for your best of 5 in semifinals?
Gabe, do you want to answer first, and then I'll answer?
Yeah. Well, I just want to start by saying, other than like, they didn't have a horrible game this week, but Tilted Forward's been looking really solid these past few weeks. Like, even though they lost today, they played a really solid game. Madam Strip on that Misfortune, really good, really strong. He's done good all 3 of these weeks, and Caleb's been able to find his footing playing. Well, he played mid this week, but playing top last week. So I really think that Tilted Forward's looking really solid, and I think they're going to be quite a scary team going into playoffs. So I definitely wouldn't want to go against Tilted Forward if I had a choice. But I like to leave everything up to Splinter because Splinter knows best. He's a lot better than I am at shot calling in the game in general.
So, is there a team you would like to face?
Not necessarily. I mean, Muffin Man haven't been looking great, but the week we played them, their All-Star AD carry was out, so I don't think we really got to see their full potential as a team. But
All right.
I think in terms of the other teams, maybe Muffin or yeah.
And for you, Destiny?
I'd actually say that I'd mimic what Gabe said about Tilt It Forward. When they're on, they're very scary, but I'd also say that about Joey's top lane Emporium. That if their teams are on, they're going to be the hardest to face. The one that I look forward to the most, actually, was the team that we just played. It's a lot of fun playing against them. They're a lot more dynamic than the other teams are. And if we're just going to have someone that's giving us a run for our money throughout the game, I think this team did it, especially in the early game. And then we just snowballed out of control.
All right. Awesome. So thank you guys for your time. Congratulations on your hard-earned bye. I mean, you get at least a 2-week break now. So enjoy, and Yeah, congrats again.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.